What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 8 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Fay Enchantress Old World Classic campaign. So as we saw last time, we completed the quest for Morgiana's Chalice of Potions, which was, well, not a very difficult one, a fun thing to fight, A, and B, we haven't yet fought Norskins in this campaign, so certainly it was a nice change of pace, if nothing else. Oh, I noticed these guys pieced out with the accursed troop. I would have preferred that they got wiped out so we could take all their territory, but we'll keep an eye on the two of them. Are we in contact with the accursed troop now? We are not. Okay, that's still a good thing because we don't necessarily want to go down there, although I suppose they might get wiped out by the Cult of Sotek, though on the other hand, the Cult of Sotek might get wiped out by them. We shall see. I usually don't see Teheneman do very well, so yeah, he is kind of in a dangerous position, surrounded by Slaanesh, Norska, Dark Elves, Skaven, and Vampire Coast, and probably some other stuff that I'm forgetting. It is Old World, after all. There's lots of stuff everywhere. Anyway, we also completed the destruction of the orcs infesting the Arana Mountains, though they had fested, then to other territories where Bertrand the Brigand is currently in the process of hunting them down. Now, I guess, Bertrand, we can start by moving you this way towards Chinon and having Gustav Wormkiller follow you. Actually, speaking of what is this? I don't like that. You guys are taking way too much territory in Bretonnia, dwarfs. I have a strong feeling you're going to be disliking us a lot more in the near future with the way that it's currently going, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll start moving towards Chinon anyway, and you are currently at war with the Broken Axe and the Skull Smashers, so who knows, maybe they're trying to go after the Broken Axe here, but yeah. In addition to that, I do believe, let me just see here quick, you're the bow guy, right? Yeah, you're a guy with a bow. And are you able to, you are able to get a warhorse. I was wanting an army that would be a little bit more focused on not the Brigand Raiders, but the Arimo Chasseurs. So I think maybe we'll do that for you, though I still want to have some raiders being used in an army, so we'll see how that goes and in which army they go into. Either way, I did see that there was a damsel, I believe, or wait, no, a friar that had this, cunning, ambush chance plus 20% for own armies in region, which seems like the thing to take in order to get those ambush armies up and running. So we'll take a friar of this type. And I think perhaps maybe we will also grab another damsel for tech thievery. This one again. Enemy here, success chance minus 10%. Yeah, this is the one. So we'll do you, and then we'll pop you as a tech thief, like so. Alright. And then we will have you lose your warhorse, because you don't need one. And then we will... Specialist, Steel Tech, Block Army, Wound. I mean, I guess we could go through Cleanse Corruption, though there are useful things in here as well, like Shadow and such. I'm gonna say start with Cleanse Corruption, because there probably will be sort of helping out in Skavenly territories. Anyway, you're gonna go to Carrick Bufdar and steal... Oh, wow, that's actually not as high chances here, is it? Oh, actually, it's just lowered slightly. You have 4 turns, so you could easily go here to Domatberg. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Alright, let's do... Oh, you know what? Try Bufdar. It's on the way. Why not? Just try not to die while doing it. I just want to make sure that the 2 tech thieves are in different territories, and plus the more scouting they're, you know, doing, the better. Alright, you failed that time, but that's okay because you have 4 turns more of the grace period, essentially. Other than that, we got a new tech to pick, so let's see here. We do want to go towards Harbor Masters as soon as possible, but first we'll do the construction cost reduction for the province capitals, as we will soon get a tier 5, our first tier 5. In the meantime, though, I'm going to say let's grab this, Leaders of Men Diplomacy, because it'll give us additional income. May as well keep pumping that up. Though, oh, our Valor will rise considerably over the next turn. But at this point, our Valor is rising so much that I suppose it doesn't really matter all that much. So we'll get Leaders of Men Diplomacy, and then hopefully this will come down to 1 turn next turn. Maybe. And if it doesn't, we can always pick one of these. Yeah, alright, I think that makes sense. Anyway, Fay Enchantress, you are now able to proceed towards your BMO. Let's level up the Green Knight, as we do. I believe we were going to go to Peasant Rumors now that we have all the important stuff. I keep looking at Triumph for Fall, thinking or hoping, daring, to hope that it's a magic item drop chance thing, but alas, it is not. Oh well. Green Mist does what? Figure loss reduction for cavalry faction-wide, which is great, don't get me wrong, but it's not like we have a lot of cavalry up and running. Let's go for melee attack for most of the peasants, and it does include the brigands, or at least some of them, so that's decent. Yeah. Oh, and we got the range for the missile units as well. Yeah, alright. That'll work. Do we actually need to level up everybody else in this army? You know what? I think we don't, because these guys don't know how to play, as in play the undead, so I think we're free to hit or BMO. I do wonder if we want Fay Enchantress to reinforce so that she could move. This would take about half her movement range, which means she could keep going all the way into the mountains towards these guys, which we wanted to go to. Can any of you reach the place, out of curiosity? You, for example? Well, actually, we probably wouldn't want you, because you still have other troops and could reinforce Fay Enchantress. Leonie Everstone.
Fortune favors you.
Let's do you. You're gonna move in.
My sight is yours.
We'll have the Fay Enchantress reinforce. And then keep moving. Like so. Then, I'm gonna hope that they don't run. I have a strong feeling that they will, but we'll see. You'll go here.
Prophetess.
You'll go here.
My steps are guided.
And you will go here. Alright, let's also do building. Well, we might get some post-battle loot, but let's see. Will you run? You won't run. Oh, that is such a pleasant surprise. I am thankful for you. Anyway, I guess we're fighting then. And oh, I'm now realizing that Leonie here needs to channel pretty badly. I guess we're going into this with less mana than usual. Oh well, I'm just gonna have to overcome. Go. Alrighty, here we go. I'd like to say that the Ramateb dynasty, had their chance when we pieced out with them, but that would kind of be a lie, because we were eventually going to declare war on them anyway, so, good on the AI for preempting that and trying to take whatever targets of opportunity it was, well, attempting to take, unfortunately having failed to do so. Anyway, we got our reinforcements moving on to the battlefield, including our main stack since Leonie Everstone is here. And we're going to join her on the field. Here we go with, now we got multiple flying prophetesses together with that paladin. And those guys can hover over the battlefield where our main stack is. And we're going to move in the Wardens of Montfort to annoy the enemy while we set everybody up. This time, though this entire enemy army would be extremely vulnerable and susceptible to attacks from our knights, because all of that light infantry we would charge through and obliterate with ease, as we've seen many times before. This time, we're going to let the peasants out to play, i.e. we're not going to charge in with the knights until the enemy is basically in range of our army. Let's see what they can do. Both the enemy and our own peasantry. In the meantime, though, we need to actually annoy the enemy enough to move towards us. Going to keep launching those arrows at the Fellbats, though the heals from the Invocation of Nehek are soundly out-healing the damage, at least while Invocation is up. With it down, though, we will keep, pin-cushioning those bats until everybody's annoyed enough to move towards us, or until our artillery piece arrives and can fire upon the enemy. Obviously, it's been taking a little bit of time to move through that tree line, but almost there. I forgot, I wanted to compare the missile strength of the Blessed Field Trebs with the regular Field Trebs. So these guys have armor piercing. What's their base explosion damage? 100. I gotta double check the regular Trebs to make a comparison. But anyway, now our Field Trebs have arrived, those that we have, being the Blessed variant. And the AI generally does get a little bit annoyed as soon as artillery comes into range. And by the looks of it, they will start moving towards us. Bit of a ranging shot there as the enemy stops right before it hits them. And it looks like the first of the enemy bats will move towards us. They will be able to touch down, but they will also take 20 or lose all but 25% of their HP. And it looks like the AI is vacillating a little bit as to where to land. And more bats are dropping out of the sky as it does. I think it didn't know where to go. And the unit was melting away as well. Down go the bats. Not crushing anybody beneath their bulk, though. I don't know. If a man-sized fell bat dropped on your head from the sky, I feel like it would hurt a fair bit. If you're like a basic standard infantry guy. I don't know. Either way, while the knights are still awaiting the enemy's arrival, now the enemy's in range of our arrows, the knights have not yet begun to move, with of course the exception of the Green Knight, who will move to take out the enemy vampire here, who has lost about 25-30% of her HP. It is time now for the knights to start moving as the enemy army has started to reach us. In fact, it looks like the enemy lord is going to attempt to charge the Fay Enchantress, though he appears to be getting staggered by the range fire. And now that the enemy is here, we're going to take some time to charge through as many of the enemies as we can. There we go. Nice little bit of work on the right flank, and the same situation will try to repeat itself over on the left. Although it looks like the doggos did manage to stop us in our tracks for a little bit. Thanks to the massive acceleration bonus from Wayfarer on the Banner of Swiftness on these guys, though, it's not really a problem, as they can accelerate 0 to 100 very, very quickly. Alright, and the first of the enemy have arrived. It's zombies versus peasant mobs, two garbage tar-pitting units, though of course the enemy doesn't have somebody like Gorse to buff their zombies, and we obviously do have the Fay Enchantress to buff those peasant mobs. And that's a pretty darn good matchup for us, as the peasant mob should thusly be able to mince their way through the zombies, and hopefully allow some of the battle pilgrims and the other units to thus not be distracted. Speaking of the Grail pilgrims, they and their Grail relic will move towards the skeleton warriors and Graveguard, the bigger threats here. All the while the occasional knightly charge crashes through everyone's battle lines. There we go. The knights may have waited until the enemy army had arrived, for the piles of peasants to do their thing, but it doesn't mean we're not going to charge now that the lines are engaged. Though I'd wager they're not going to be engaged for too much longer, as the Green Knight has now defeated all the enemy lords and heroes. The balance of power has shifted to about 90% in our favor, and those charges are really starting to do the work. With all the charging also not getting too many chances for the questing knights to swing those great weapons of theirs. But they'll find the time, I'm sure. And you gotta love charging downhill. There we go. Graveguard units are melting. Skeleton warrior units are melting. I believe the Wardens of La Maison Tal defeated a solid 213 units, one of which was a Graveguard unit. Very good. And the fire damage probably helps them a fair bit against the undead, thanks to their weakness to fire as well. Getting a few last skeletons flying with our punting capabilities, and oh, actually these guys are still fighting as well. Alright, you go, Spearmen at Arms. It's Spearmen at Arms and skeleton spears. This is your future, peasants. Be cut down, raised, and then cut down by more peasants. Anyway, there we go. With that, a decisive victory and the final fall of the Ramatep dynasty. Alrighty, there we go. A nice little fight, and we even let the peasants out to play. One of the peasant mobs managing to rack up 115 kills and 12k damage. The Holy Wardens of La Maison Tal doing fantastic with 248 and 22k. And, well, that's about half as many kills as that of the Knights. That's pretty impressive. If you're getting half as many kills as a freaking demigod like a Grail Knight, you're doing pretty good. Though the damage is, of course, different because impact damage doesn't necessarily confer a kill of a model, but it will confer damage. So these guys got 100,000 kills, and the Questing Knights got 80,000, despite the fact that both had to wait until the enemy army arrived. Surprisingly solid 100 kills on these Pyramid Arms as well. And good job to all of you. Anyway, we will take the place. Occupy. Though we are not looking to hold it so much. Oh no, you're still kicking, ain't you? Spell Shield, you can hold on to that. Sword of Swift Slaying. No. We will turn that into something useful, hopefully. Berserker Sword is garbage. Fighting Blade is fine. Sword of Battle is fine. Alright, Fuse. Come on, big money. Yeah, Sword of Strife is okay. Scroll of Power, Scroll of Blast. Out. Into... another Channeling Staff. You had to frickin' be another frickin' Channeling Staff. Frickin'. Anyway. Alright, Blood of the Motherland. I was going to give this to... Well, I was originally going to give it to a specific Paladin, but now... You know what? Let's have... Okay, let's have Mr. Malric hold it, because, you know, he is a legendary character and all that, so, yeah. Hey, and there we go, that Tree is completed. No, and it did go up to 17. I guess it was a coincidence that we went back up to 10. Okay, fair enough. Let's have a Malric hold it for now, but I have another army. Oh, you have the Icon of the Lady, which already gives nice buffs. Yes. Meaning you're not holding it. Alright, let's give it to... you have the Pigeon Plucker Pendant, which you are currently our heir superiority guy. You know what? Let's hold on to it. I don't want to redo the items, or at least those items, until I have somebody proper to give it to. I wish we had another staff that I didn't like, but Trickster Shard is okay. So we'll leave that alone for now. Dragon Helm is trash, so we can fuse it, but I don't think we have anything else to fuse it with. A Spell Shield is... I mean, honestly, Spell Shield isn't that great. Let's hope for a Helm of Discord. No, a Gambler's Armor, which is also rather nice, so I'll take it. I'll certainly take it. What do you have? You have a Helm of Discord. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Alrighty, then. We have two...
What is your behest?
Millennium Beasts, right? I am looking for... Well, you know what? I was going to give a Forbidden Rod to one of them, but I think... We will... Well, actually, you know what? We can give the Forbidden Rod to you, Channeler. Forbidden Rods always go to the Life Lores. Other stuff can go to others. And I guess since you're getting the army next, you can go to the Book of Assure. It also makes sense since you're going to be a rather range-focused army with Among the Trees. But sort of a standard range-focused army. Therefore, you will have, well, some trebuchets and some other stuff. Yes. Alrighty, let's also do a little bit of naming. In fact, let's start with you, Damsel. Since you're in this army, the suggested name was you can be Maid Marianne. Like so. Alright. Hey, did that name not take? Game. Don't do this to me. No, it's fine. It's fine. Nobody panic. Everybody relax. Alrighty, and we can name the first 4 of the peasant mobs, which are going to be transferred to our main stack while we're here. Let's start with, how about Silenced Masses? Followed by the Expendables. Followed by Nothing to Lose. Like so. And lastly, how about Les Miserables? Like so. Alright, we got 2 Battle Pilgrims. Let's go with Resistance is Feudal. My favorite name so far. And let's do... Oh no, I lost the Battle Pilgrims. Where are you? Oh, here we go. Reliquary Enders. Like so. And, okay, yeah, we're building more of those. And actually, while we're here... we can probably do a little bit more recruiting. Now, we do want foot squires for one of the armies nearby, though not necessarily this army. We've got... Alright, I wanted to do the men-at-arms with longbows, and that's still the case, but at the same time, you know, while it's fun training the knights up, don't get me wrong, it absolutely is, I feel like we should maybe start with, like, 1 elite unit per army, such that we could at least then, you know, have elite units be on field, you know what I mean? I know what I mean. So yeah, let's do that. So in that light, we will build 1 Royal Hippogriff Knight. We will build... do we actually need a Grail Knight for this? We're about to get another Grail Knight / Guardian, so we'll actually have seen those. It won't be a unique experience. So let's go 1 Royal Pegasus Knight and 1 Royal Hippogriff Knight. They'll be the sort of linchpin, core, command squad, guardian squad, whatever, bodyguards of a couple of armies. I like that. But we'll train questing knights up to knights errant and all that. Anyway, let's do some more. How about... men-at-arms with longbows, and you're running out of space, so we're actually going to need to bring some of these guys very quickly. In that light, wait, we don't have access to the trebuchet yet? That's bigger trebuchet? No.
I see you.
It's a little bit unfortunate. I wanted to bring the Fay Enchantress all of her stuff at once, essentially. Or at the very least, a lot of her stuff. And oh, the Knights of Ni have leveled up. Good for them. Wait, so... do we need...
Your coming was foretold.
Your coming was foretold.
I don't want to waste the Fay Enchantress's movement range. Alright, let's do this. You can go into the Crusade stance and go right here.
I see my path.
You can
We have
kill
met
this.
before.
Like so. That way we preserve the Fay Enchantress's movement range. Then, Ramatub Dynasty destroyed. Hey, Gold Sigil Sword. We can mix you together with the Biting Blade into, come on, Tormentor's Sword. No, another Fencer's Blades, but it's a good find, so I'm happy. Alright, and a Blessing of the Lady for the army that didn't have it. Then, you are... why does this still look like red territory? Look at that. Why is the border still red? Is our border red? It shouldn't be. It should be green. Unless, I guess it's...
Devotee
I don't
of the
know. Out of curiosity.
We are willing to hear
Via
it.
Datsa for BMO, 72 negative.
My sight
Okie
is
dokie.
yours.
We're going to have to wait until this grows. Fortunately, that should be reasonably quick. And oh, actually, this might give us a new trade agreement possibility.
Protector of the
We're at, where is... -6 still with this and
dark clouds
Land
gather.
and Nolan.
A fine day beckons.
Join war against Bloodfeather. -2.7. Ugh. And we could do the War Herd of the One Eye, but they might annoyingly appear in our territory somewhere. But they would do it for this. They're still fairly far, though. Screw it, just do it. There we go. It's just, it's the biggest faction nearby, and thereby they'll offer the most trade agreement. The, you know, useful is good. Anything else? Defensive Alliance. Cult of Sotek will probably do eventually, but we don't want division of their stuff for now. And I don't want to go military alliance with the Wood Elves yet. We will eventually, but I don't want them drawing us into random wars. Especially Durthu. He has tendencies. Anyway, Fay Enchantress, you are heading to here. So let's end the turn right in our territory. You, Leone, can channel.
I see much.
I don't think these guys will randomly attack us, or at the very least I sincerely doubt it, so we'll leave them alone for now.
The Empire.
And hopefully... Huh, you can't go into march stance? Alright, fair enough. Yeah, just go
It
here.
shall come to pass.
And then you can go into channeling.
Fortune favors
I guess you can go
You
into
honor
channeling.
me.
Everybody's lost mana. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Ooh, Green Knight and level. I like that. Alrighty, let's go for Inspired Commoners because we're using a bunch of range units right now in this army. And we'll level up the Fay Enchantress and Co. shortly. Meline d'Outre-mer. Frankly, you probably won't need these peasant mobs for a while, but nah.
I have seen your heart.
You're fine, Verna. And we did the heroes this turn, right? Who's Fleur of the Braid? Alright, soon I'm gonna have to name them like Administrator or L'Administrateur or something. You guys are good, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because I wanted a specific one, and I wanted a Damsel of the Heavens as well, of a specific type, but I don't have one yet. Alright, so we'll just have to ignore it. We have one turn left to Vision of Magic, so we'll have to make use of it. Any more of this stuff. Okay, so definitely upgrade the Tavern. Since Vision of Magic's about to be gone, upgrade the Sanctuary. We have a farm. Yes, upgrade that. It's never going to get cheaper in the Skavenblight, that's for sure. And what else do we have here? Oh, we could upgrade the Great Mills, but I'm not paying 5k for it because that's insanity. Iron Spike and Stormwrath Peak. We will want to upgrade both of them. And I guess that's what we'll do right now. We could upgrade... well, you know, just upgrade Ferniac. I don't know. Let's do Stormwrath Peak because it does not yet have a farm, even though this would give us more iron. But it'll probably be upgradable in like a turn, so we're good either way. All right, and I did move the tech thief, right? Both the tech thieves. Alfred, you're going north. I'm just gonna have to keep an eye out for any other and good friars and stuff. All right, that looks like an end turn to me. So let's skip outpost upgrade now. It's with the Bretonnian factions, right? We haven't allied any new wood elves. You are not allied with, but you're now allied with another wood elf, so we don't care. Lorelorn is allied with nobody, so we'll have to try to get Lorelorn. Aranok is allied with you, so we wouldn't be able to build any outposts with any of these guys, so we don't really care about them so much. Drek actually somewhat likes us, that's kind of surprising. Arguelon, also already allied. It doesn't necessarily mean that they'll have outposts, but there's a decent likelihood that they probably do. So we can ignore it. We could build the outpost with Sigmarsheim, I guess, but it'll be a bit. Though I do want some of their, well, actually a fair bit of Imperial units for a few specific armies. That should be fun. Anyway, I think that's an end turn minus. We got 6 turns for entry against Norska, not happening. The Vampire Count's entry is happening. Then we got 2 against the Dark Elves, which is just going to take too long to do. Greenskins is possible because we will attack these guys after we come up this way. And the rest looks good to me. Wait, do we have any more shepherds? We need to keep getting those shepherds. Mystique, Earthbound, Protected, and Lady's Favor, and Among the Trees, which is good. I'm just not sure that we need another one. At least at this time. And Galvanic is fine. What about the Lords? Impetuous Knight is... Wait, no, not Impetuous Knight. Yeah, these are both uninteresting. Virtue of Empathy seems to be the best one by far, and we're gonna get you an army soon, buddy. Yeah. Wait, don't tell me... Oh, we got a Confident Sword Lord now. Ha! Last time we got a confident bow lord, right? Yeah. Alright, I'll get the confident sword lord next. Right, actually, just out of curiosity. Passive ability, Rabble Rouse, is only 50% in 50-meter range. Frankly, that's actually not that good for a bow user. But oh well, I don't really care that much. It's not that big of a deal. End turn. I don't think the Crownless Lord's traits are going to be strong enough for it to make any kind of real difference.
I serve the Lady of the Lake.
The Henoan, you want a defensive alliance, which we will do. Just give it a minute. We're busy. Alright, Clanashin has not yet declared war on us. I wonder who they'll fight. Frankly, if there's a decent likelihood that they declare war on Tehenowan, we just want to, you know, be careful and avoid that for a bit. We can't fight everyone at the same time, basically, is what I'm saying. Alright, and it looks like... Okay, we're now at war with the Warherd of the Warherd of the Shadowgave will attack Sigmarsheim. They are most likely still too far from us, though, for it to be a concern. I guess they got tired with absolutely annihilating poor Lewin's territory. He used to have all of this. This all used to be Kuhan. Ooh. These guys are coming down here, too. Well, it is what it is. Enter war inside of ally. Would be tremendously dishonorable to, you know, sign the agreement and then just say go away and die. Honestly, the main reason I haven't been doing too many extra war declarations is just because our caravans have to pass through the territories. Because now that we've declared war on Kazrak, we have to watch out for passing our caravans through Kazrak's territories, as he will obviously attack them. Frankly, it's also an issue with the Warherd of the Shadowgave, because our caravans will start their turn in Kurun. So basically, yeah. Ooh, the Red Duke appears to have taken a territory for them. We're probably going to have to be the ones to deal with them. Frankly, all the other Bretonnians are not having a good time. Normally, this would make for some easy confederations, but apparently that's not the way this works. Karazakrak and Bergerac have confederated. Speaking of confederations, we have a pretty nice Orky army. A couple of biggins, Savage Orc Boar Boy biggins as well. Yeah, draw weapons. Most definitely. Valiant defeat, casualties high. That's what I like to hear. Go.
Soon we will feast as scribes begin the tale of our glorious victory.
Oh, good color scheme on this lord between his personal colors and the barding there. But anyway, here we go. We got some nice units against us for this caravan battle, but we got some nice units of our own, like these Wildwood Rangers, which are going to be instrumental in taking down, I expect, those Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins. So here's what we did. We deployed all of our Knights of the Realm over on the right flank, hidden in this little copse of trees. The Deepwood Scouts firing their range fire at the Savage Orc Boar Biggins, goading them into attacking them, wherein the Wildwood Rangers, who were also in stock, immediately surrounded and attacked the Savage Orc Boar Boys at the same time as the Knights of the Realm left the hiding canopy of the trees. Therefore, 4 anti-large units surround 1 Boar Boy Biggin unit. And we commit so much effort to this because of the massive physical resistance that these guys have. And of course the fact that they're anti-large, so a direct one-on-one contest would have been fairly dangerous for our Knights of the Realm. But here they are surrounded and destroyed in rather short order. Our Elven units are moving up together with the little piles of Bretonnians, as in the men-at-arms with shields, which are probably the units that I would remove from this army if we, start running out of unit space. In the meantime, though, while one of the units of enemy Boar Boys has been defeated, the second one simply runs around the flanks of the spears and crashes into our unit of peasant bows. Luckily for us, though, one of our units, I should say, of Knights of the Realm, and does catch up to them and smashes into their flanks, led by our lord here. And we pinned them in place together with the spearmen. Granted, I don't imagine the spears have... Well, actually, 15 bonus versus large. Not so bad. So that'll hopefully work nicely. All the while, our arrows all focus those stone trolls down with once again. And as usual, the idea being we got to get those trolls routing and then shattered and off the field as fast as possible. Now all of our units are engaged. The Wildwood Rangers being forced to fight Orc Boys one-on-one. And just sort of keep them locked in place while we charge them repeatedly with the Knights of the Realm, as is necessary. Also firing away at the last couple of shots into those stone trolls, but it looks like they will indeed shatter, and they're not coming back. We're going to try to make sure this unit shatters with our Knights of the Realm as well. Unfortunately, the Orc Boys are trouncing our poor peasant units, specifically those men-at-arms with shields. They are not going to hold the line anywhere near as long as High Elven Spears or Wood Elven Wildwood Rangers, especially with the Orc Boys under the effect of their Wa. It's a lot of damage coming in on those poor peasants. On the bright side, though, over on the left flank, the second unit of Boar Boy Biggins has now been destroyed. And thusly, all of our spare units will be able to rejoin the fray. Not a moment too soon, as one unit of men-at-arms has suffered so much damage it's no longer combat viable, and frankly the second one is on the approach to the same status. Spearmen are also down to about 50% of their HP, and obviously once they lose martial prowess, they're going to start taking all the more damage. Now that the right flank is clear, though, we're going to take our Deepwood Scouts and move them around the enemy and start firing into the enemy's flanks. And getting ready for our Knights of the Realm to charge into what units remain in the fight. There we go, nice charge. That formation got completely disrupted, and even as our men-at-arms are routing, so are the enemy. It looks like the Orc Boys are done. In fact, all the enemies will rout, and with that, the battle is ours. Definitely took some effort, especially with our center line of men-at-arms collapsing. But with us having won the flanks and been able to loop back around, we were able to save the center before the enemies could overwhelm any of our range units. Lovely. Alrighty, very nice indeed. And with the addition of the Wildwood Rangers, we finally have units that are performing on par with the Knights of the Realm. Knights of the Realm, or at the very least getting the same sort of kill counts and very solid damage counts. I suppose the same can be said of the Deepwood Scouts, but yeah, non-super basic units, basically. And I've been pretty happy with that battle and their performance so far. Lovely. Ransom the captives, and keep on your way. Alright, our Valor is maxed out, and Wait, announcements, my bad. Confederation, Technology Research, Nemesis Crown, Royal Pegasus for Leone
Lady
Everstone.
wills it.
I assume you're supposed to have that. Alright, Confident Defender. Errantry against Greenskins. Alright, we had that errantry complete by virtue of the caravan battles. Lovely. And then we have 26 turns of being nice and errant. Alrighty, Fay Enchantress. You got places to be. Mountain attrition, eh? We should get the anti-mountain attrition thing. Also, we have 10 turns of Compassion of the Fay, eh? Where are you going? You had to get in the way, didn't you? Yeah, did you not hear about what happened to Abino/Miragliano? You might think about that before you do that again. Anyway, Vision of the Future, I guess, is the only option we have, so we'll pop this off and get that Casualty or Punishment rate and Growth. These cannot be performed because I take it they're the wrathful ones, and these are the peaceful ones. Fair enough. Seems like the peaceful ones are better for economy, so we'll go to wrathful in the late game, most likely. Anyway, you don't need to channel anymore, so keep going this way. I think you're free to move beside these guys. Or Bimo, we'll ignore you for now. You can keep channeling. It'll take you a little bit longer to catch up, but we also want you to channel. You don't have to be present at every single battle, especially since Renee is very much on the way. Okay, just once again, I want to just check.
We are willing to hear it.
Viadatsa for Urbimo. Minus 72. Yeah, so it seems that the AI isn't really valuing the spice trading post, meaning we're going to want to replace it with a couple of military structures, but, well, we'll probably want to do that once the place is also maxed out on growth, so... yeah. And we're getting additional trade while we have this, although it's probably not that much. We'll keep it for now just because it may provide additional trade agreements, possibly. Though it also might not. Hey, your Sin Revivalists want a non-aggression pact. And a military alliance, or a military access, sure. We're likely to be pretty friendly with Kislev. Monte Castello, you are all the way down here. I feel like by allying with all of these guys, the Sartosans are unfortunately not going to like us. But frankly, there was always going to be a decent chance that the Sartosans were never going to like us, so, yeah. Much as I'd like to get Sartosan mercenaries in some of our armies. So Tabaro I'll ignore, but Pavona is down here, so I think we'll be friendly with them for now. And we'll see how friendly they remain. If they cancel their agreements after we destroy these guys, because they're, well, they've got a non-aggression pact and they're friendly, then we will, well, we'll just have to deal with them. Alright. Agreements with all y'all. Unless this way we can at least sort of travel through their territory. Military access with the Great Orthodoxy. Yes. We could go straight for a defensive alliance. You are down to 5 settlements, though, and you have lost Erengrad, which ain't so great. I do wonder if you have Prague, though, you might be able to remain alive. You know, I'm gonna wait on this a little bit. I don't really want to discover Sarthoriel's Everwatchers because it's another frickin' Zinchen faction and they're just infuriating. And, oh. Continental Exarchate. We'll do the defensive alliance with you, though. Just in case they manage to grab another territory, in which case we'd be able to get access to High Elven units. It'd be nice if there was at least one other High Elf faction that was somewhere nearby. Marienburg, we can do a defensive alliance with as well.
By Sigmar's will.
Yeah, by Sigmar's will. Oh, although these guys... you know what, let's wait a little bit. These guys might attack Marienburg and then thereby attack us. Although, then again, they're so far away that there shouldn't be a concern, hopefully. We're getting so many defensive alliances with the Order Tide that unfortunately it probably means that we'll get drawn into a few extra wars than we may necessarily want to, but whatever. Huh. Attilith wants a straight-up military alliance. Are they one of the ones we have an outpost with? Outpost built? So we could increase our allegiance gain with them by doing that. I take it this also means that they lost their armies against Kemmler. You know, I'm going to wait for now, but it's certainly something that we can think about. Alright, we're not going to attack Duriath Hellbane, at least not right now. Tech Thieves, guess what you're doing?
Would you have of me?
You're scouting, I mean, no, you're tech thieving. 67. Hey, research rate. And you, tech thief, can reach Kazad Frickin. Beautiful.
The mother goddess
Once again, I
guides me.
don't like how they're moving through our territories, and it always makes me nervous, but, well, it is what it is.
I will not.
Until we actually attack them, there's nothing we can do about it. Your recruitment yet continues, though... You're going northward, yes? And, the dwarves didn't, in fact, take this place. Good, that's good for us. We'll use Gustav Wormkiller here to take Chinon, and Bertrand will reinforce. Since it's a newly conquered territory, most likely it's not one that we really have to be concerned about, so we'll do this. You can move in regular stance. I want you to move just past it, and hopefully we can hit Gien next turn as well. Let's do this, then we will attack, then we will auto-resolve because it's garbage. Our melee units will get hurt, but frankly they always do, unfortunately. A free pit fighter, sure, a free hedge wizard, nice. And then you can go right to the edge of this territory here, far as you can go, and set up an ambush. I don't think it'll work, but you never know. Oh, we lose chivalry for attempting to ambush? Yeah, but nonetheless. Nonetheless. You are in range, right? You know what? Go here a little bit closer. And then I would like to get that other confident crownless lord without the bow. Rabble Rouse is going to be a lot more useful in melee, so you will have a different type of army. There was also that tactician one, which was also really good, but I don't see him anymore. Like, not this tactician, the other one. Though this tactician does have the melee defense sword with a fairly large range, actually. It's effectively a +5 melee defense to all melee infantry nearby. And a little bit of extra speed. I might even like that more than the other one. Huh. As in more than the bow one for the bow units. Admittedly, there probably wasn't going to be too many that would work too nicely with the bow units, but the additional little bit of speed is essentially a free buff, and yeah. Alright, I'm gonna get the confident one for now with the great sword because we already have a bow guy. And then we'll see. Then we should also keep an eye on the... Oh, you have the enfeeble attack, which is not a bad debuff. And do we have any more shepherds? Galvanic among trees and generous spirit. Now, the generous spirits are nice. We generally will want to get those, but there isn't a need to get one right now. Alright, and then the heroes. Still have to check it every time. Hey, there we go, Virtue of the Ideal. Fantastic. You are going into our main stack with the Fay Enchantress. Virtue of the Ideal. Why? 10 armor and 5 physical resistance. And a fairly decent-sized aura at that. Yeah, you can then have the Blood of the Motherland, I guess. Although, maybe temporarily. Because, again, I have another idea for who to give that to. The mass increase makes me think like it should be closer to units that are supported by knights. Anyway, you can recruit one more, but you're out of space. Which is something of a problem. Also, these can technically be upgraded, can't they? Although we can also just build one.
Your coming was foretold.
We're probably free to leave Summer's Fall Fort, right? It's decently well defended. Alright, so... I'm gonna say do this. Give the peasant mobs to you, for now. This friar is the fleet-footed friar. You are supposed to be in this army? I mean, technically we want a friar in every army, so yeah, I guess.
Prophetess.
Alright, then...
We have met before.
You are going to grab... both of those artillery pieces.
Devotee of the lady.
Like so. These will keep for now. I just want to make sure that you have enough room to A, build a blessed artillery piece. Blessed field treb, whatever. And no more room right now. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, we may as well name... Oh, you know what, let's give it a turn and name stuff afterwards. We waited long enough, which is why I'm doing a lot of naming right now. Hey, we went like several episodes without naming anything. Malene, you're fine. Inez, you're fine. Well, fine-ish, because you still want to level up. And the ones that are sitting in territories and just supporting do need levels. We go with Justicia again, and Leonie, who are you again? Oh, here, down here, you're fine. You're fine, you're fine. Can move slightly. So not so fine, I guess. And then we'll pick a tech. What tech do we want here? We're not quite ready to one-turn research improved loom technology, so we'll pick one of these instead. Let's go for... Wait, what's the cost of this? 800. You know what? Instead of one of these, we should go for one of these. It'll guarantee it via the surplus. Also, we're at 17 on Green Knights, so yeah, we'll just ignore that for now. How about... Well, we're not fighting the Dark Elves right now. Beastmen we're not fighting, but we are at war with... Norska. It's the most likely one to be encountered. I guess Beastmen. Probably not gonna bother with the Wood Elf one, admittedly. Anyway, I'm good for now. Caravan, we got 1 turn? 3 turns? Ugh, terrible. Though you did level up, didn't you? After all that, fighting in 2 turns, including hidden stores. Beautiful, that's the main one we want. And I guess we'll get wayfinders as well. Well, yeah, we'll get wayfinders. I really don't want you to get ambushed. You're just gonna get destroyed if you get ambushed. But now, you heal while you move, which is really swovely. The second army is also level 8, so let's level you up as well, sir. Hidden stores and wayfinders. Wait, did I get something for the other guy? Because I thought the other guy had points in some of this stuff as well. Also, Smuggler Space is rank 10, which is also pretty important. Immunity to Psychology, Strider, unit experience gain, Vigor loss, but yeah, nothing that buffs everybody, unfortunately. But oh well.
As I expected.
Alrighty, caravans are good. This is good. Now, we got buildings to build. With, unfortunately, no longer the super cheap... Oh, this would have cost like 50 before, or at least very cheap. But nonetheless, we should probably build it unless there's something more important. Well, we will want to build the tailors, because they generate cash. Regardless, and we'll build you 1,500. We could wait until it's... until it's free, essentially, because it generates no cash and it isn't really critical. Bilious Basilica, we will want to upgrade you and get a Chapel of the Lady, / Shrine of the Lady here. Novelon Pass, I don't care. And Parash, I assume we're going to keep you. I'm not 100% on it, but we'll upgrade you for now under that assumption. And then, you know, just upgrade this so I don't have to look at it every turn. Carcassonne. We got 1 turn until upgrade, but we'll wait until the construction reduction because it's insanely costly. And I believe that's it. So, wait. Grave Aquila, don't collect money. Campagrata, well, you have enough public order to collect money, therefore collect it. Skip, and end the turn. Alright, looking good. We'll have more troops ready to go, and perhaps even deliveries to be made. Or perhaps next turn, we'll see.
Dark are these times.
Dark are these times indeed. Alright, so, it looks like Silostra Diophan has declared war on us. Will she sail all the way down the coastline to attack us? It's a possibility, because she's only at war with these guys. Do we want to involve anybody in this? I'm gonna say... no. Well, on the other hand, involving the Bordelot Errant might... well... stick Silostra on them instead. Maybe we should involve them. Hopefully nobody will say no. Let's find out. No, we're good. Alright. I find it funny that the AI is willing to declare war on us when we have like 20 allies. Did the devs just make it so that the AI just assumes that you won't draw your allies in because they could say no, thereby, you know, you losing all of your allegiance? Which I find absolutely ridiculous. That's a thing that can happen. But it is what it is. Alright, I'd really like to see those brigands doing a little bit more fighting, though. So let's see about going into the orc fight, and who knows, maybe they will, maybe they'll move towards us. They're recruiting, so they probably won't, but we'll see. I believe it's the neck snappers, so... where are they? Ah, there they are. Hey, they got ambushed. Oh no, you're a black orcs, you're savage giant, you're trolls. All that good stuff about to die. Alrighty, here we go. Just a little bit of an ambush. I kind of like the fact that the black orcs, the trolls, and the giant were all that seems to have survived, as in all the pump wagons and the goblins and whatnot that this army originally had have been killed, and all that's left is the sort of elite warband. What doesn't impress me nearly as much is the fact that these cowards refuse to fight. By the looks of it, they are going to immediately attempt to make their way off the battlefield, which means I didn't even need to make this or bother making this as cinematic, as well, it's not going to be a particularly interesting fight this time around, but whatever. What can you do? It just happens. Oh wow, those are actually fairly big axes, aren't they? Huh, they look like the axes used by warriors of chaos. Probably not those axes, you probably don't want to be touching those, but then again, these guys are peasants and they may not know any better. Either way, we've got bigger axes on the black orcs, and hey, they're brigands, so if they can manage to lift one, they're free to take one home. We've got the enemy pretty much running away, still not even attempting to put up a fight. I tried to block a few of them off of the brigand raiders, though unfortunately they can't actually hurt the trolls all that much because they're the wrong kind of unit for it. So all that's left is to just try to pincushion the enemy as best we can. That's just what we're doing. Also, the brigands with crossbows, the basic sort of variant, is not able to fire whilst moving like the Bowmen of Bergerac, and I would assume that the Erimo can do so as well when we get them later. So we're just going to have to wait for them. But I'm sure we'll find a place in one of the armies for the brigand crossbows. I'm not actually sure that the crossbows themselves add all that much to the roster because we have men-at-arms with longbows. The longbows will do a little bit less armor-piercing damage, but they will make up for it with greater range, I would assume, in a generic army, as in outside of Bertrand's army. But of course the Erimo are a considerably different sort of type of unit. And of course, the various other type of melee brigands also offer something that we wouldn't otherwise have, especially the higher tier variants, because they offer sundering armor and I forget what the other trait was called, but it sunders armor and slows enemy speed and stuff, which is also nice. But I digress. For now, though, we have closed in behind the poor black orcs with great weapons to let our own axes fell those big boys as they attempt to run. I do believe they have broken, or actually shattered, at this point together with the rest of the army, and we'll simply make sure that those armor-piercing peasants cut them down. And they do have plenty of armor-piercing peasants. The brigands with great axes buffed up to 51 here, armor-piercing weapon strength. They're very fragile with extremely low HP, but their damage is very, very high under Bertrand here. Certainly something to think about. This is basically what? It's actually literally twice as much damage as a foot squire, which is a fair bit, and foot squires also probably don't do a lot of armor-piercing damage at that either. So yeah, they definitely have a place within the roster. I'm excited to play around with them and see what kind of compositions we can come up with. But for now, a weird little battle comes to an end, if a battle it can be called. Yeah, Razor Standard, that's always a nice find, and I want these for Morgiana's Battle Pilgrims. Either way, I do still get very annoyed by the AI behaving like this and just trying to run away rather than fight. Especially certain factions, like you're seeing greenskins and Khorne not even attempt to fight, just run away, and it's I don't know, it feels wrong, and I think we can all agree on that. And I always take it personally that they're just running and not fighting. But oh well. Anyway, ransom captives for the cash, please. And that effectively destroys this faction. Hopefully we'll still get to pick up the territory rather than one of the opportunistic AIs taking it from us. Foreign trespasser, house cub, somebody. You don't care, no defensive lines. Go fight somebody. And either survive or don't, but leave us alone for now. Tilwith, you want a military alliance? Not right now. I know that you're having trouble against the undead there, but we're going there anyway, so just relax. Alrighty, what are we at here? We've got strength through pain, give us 2000 XP for the caravan. I mean, I'll say not a lot because as I Unless I'm mistaken, the 2000 XP gets spread out across the entire army, not given to a single unit, right? Is that the case? If it is given to everybody, then 2000 XP for the Lord, for example, is rather nice. I don't know. Just take the combat drills, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Razor standard. Ooh, free Rampager standard. That's nice. Not for you, but that's nice. Huh. Also like the color scheme like this. Alrighty. Potion of healing. Ah, very nice. Very nice indeed. Not for you, though. Let's see. Amateur discovered. Technology tree. Jagged Horn tribe. I know where you will have appeared. Right beside us. Oh, and in the trees where I presume we cannot reach you. And you're gonna go to our territory because that's what the frickin' beastmen do. What's the likelihood we could catch up to you? Maybe we could push you into the trees? Let's give it a try. I hate to divert like this, but I don't think we have a choice in the matter. We'll lose the less... Okay, try it like this. An unusual location. Hey, we got another one. What do we have here? And it is... Alright, the dwarf construction site. Chance for events to trigger, and the events just makes them leave, doesn't it? Construction cost reduction. Ooh, if they just could just not leave for 4 turns, that would be great. I think... I'm not 100% sure, but do they leave if you stop constructing anything? Like the second you're no longer constructing stuff, they leave. Is that the case? It doesn't say anything, which is the unfortunate thing. But if we could get the construction reduction on the duchy capital, that would be so great. Ah, it would have been better in Carcassonne, but oh well. I'm almost tempted to just delete a building, and it might be a superstition. But you know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to delete this building, demolish it, and then rebuild it. And hopefully there will be like, oh, we're building stuff. Let's stay. So just imagine that. That's not, in fact, the way it works at all. Anyway, definitely improved loom technology now for the construction time and construction cost reduction. This is what, or one of the things that we've been waiting for. Fay Enchantress. You stopped in your tracks. Okay, we just fought. Well, actually, you know what? We didn't just fight, and it was kind of unsatisfying either way. So I think we'll just try to attack you here. Also, don't like what you're doing. And go to Ravola, perhaps? Their other army is surrounded by wood elves. Hopefully Orion doesn't fail this. They're right beside each other. Man, these guys just keep pumping out black orcs. Look at that. What the heck? Go figure, in every army. Imagine if we started pumping out Grail Knights. Would that be obnoxious, game? Well then, yeah. Anyway, let's see. You go here, and you go failure. Come on. Success, and how many more turns do you have? 4 turns. Okay, so you're okay at least for now. Bert, this guy's still here. I wonder if we'll be able to reach. Well, maybe. All right, try to go kill him. Let's have you reinforce. Can he still run? I wonder. No. Okay, good. No worries for standard auto resolve. Hopefully that doesn't do any damage. Somehow these guys got wrecked. Free war banner though. Yes, we will take that. And we'll put it on the Arimo once we, have some. Yeah, go for the ransom captives. You will no longer be in range. No, you are still in range. Just at the edge of the range. Beautiful. Go to Gien. Or Gien, I don't know where it is. Oh, lovely. And this we will give to, I don't know, one of the range units right now. With the razors down, I'm just going to transfer to Morgiana, if you're wondering why I'm not transferring it to anybody right now. Alright, let's take the works out. Let's also... Okay, well, let's also first go here. And resolve. And occupy. Fantabulous. Hero indeed. And confident attacker. I would certainly hope so. And the farm will want to keep... So now we have 2 territories that belong to these guys here. I wonder if there's any we want to trade. We could give them Parage, but that'll only give us 1, which is kind of annoying. Or we could give these 2 to them. Again, maybe later in the game we just buy them from them. Bruce is worth still 15. 15. 25? Come on. Alrighty, Join Oregon's frickin' nose. military alliance, and 17,000 gold for 3 points. That's what you're telling me right now, game? Okay, well that's just straight up obnoxious. Yeah, they're gonna be annoying about this. They absolutely are. Oh, well. Hopefully we can deal. What's next? Renee and... Okay, so you guys... Oh, I'd love to move you this way, but it depends on what happens with the beastmen. This, however, does not. You will take these archers. You will keep recruiting. Wait. Oh, I wish I remembered what I was recruiting. Let's get at least 2 more longbows for the ranged army. Anyway, let's grab a couple more blessed field trebs. Let's get 2 more longbows for the army, as I was saying. I don't know if 2 is sufficient, but I do know that we're out of space, so we can't do it. Let us then go to Lord Recruit. Double check if there's anything particularly interesting. Lady's Favor, Generous Spirit. I guess we'll pick up the Generous Spirit one. Or we could pick up one of these again, but I think we're okay. Go for the Generous Spirit here. Like so. You can lead an army, and in the meantime... Alright, you're not quite there to peasant's purpose, but you're close. Which is the important thing. And you will be taking the stuff that goes to the Fay Enchantress, which includes all of this, but also includes this. And is that everything?
Devotee of the lady.
I just want to double check. Alright. You, oh, actually, while we're at it, you can have the other Razor Standard and lose the Zealot and get the 3rd Razor Standard. Does she need this many Razor Standards? Shut up. Oh, I can't take it off yet? Slaanesh, help. Anyway, we have you. Razor Standard out. You can have the War Banners. You should be more than happy with that.
I hear the wind.
Alright. There we go. Oh, and we'll need another Banner of Swiftness in here. Okay, so we have these 4 replaced, then we'll have these guys replaced by more of the peasant mobs, these 2 replaced, you replaced by the, you were replaced by another one of these, and these 2 will be Grail Guardians, and, oh, I should level you, but will that kill our movement range? Oh man, I'm not risking it. And then, technically speaking, the Green Knight will not stay in this army, so there will be room for something else in here. Damn me if I remember what. This paladin will be replaced by the paladin that we just got. Oh, actually, so that I don't forget, we should put that in this army.
True Knight of Bretonnia.
Yeah. Go into Olivia's
I
army.
shall share my greatness.
Actually, while
I have
Olivia's
seen your
here,
heart.
you can go into
shall
the
come to
Crusades. No,
pass.
wait, oh, channeling rather.
Fortune favors you.
And you, while you're staying here, go into
The lady
raiding
will
to
fit.
help a little
My
bit on the money
magic
and the public
is
order
yours.
situation. And you know what? Take this stuff. It's going to cost us a little bit of gold because you're not garrisoned anymore, but this way you have more time to recruit. I did want more Knights Errant because we'll be training them up to become other types of knights. Yes. Like, I want to train a couple to become questing knights, I want to train some to become Pegasus knights, all that sort of thing. All that good stuff. This is a Royal Hippogriff and a Royal Pegasus Knight, yeah.
We have met
I think that's everything there. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Alfred de Sauveterre, you're supposed to go join one of these guys. Then, ooh, since we summoned that paladin, who knows, maybe we got another good paladin. Virtue of Audacity. Bolstered Attack. I mean, it's not quite the thing, but Bolstered Attack is quite nice. We just need more paladin capacity. I don't actually remember which building gives us paladin capacity, so we're just going to have to check that out in a second, as soon as we're done with everything else. Yeah, and you can't move. Alright, we'll move you all in a second. Let's do the building. Such as it is. Okay, not this, because it's not critical. Castle Carcassonne, you're waiting for 1 turn, and oh, you will need to, for next turn, go into Realm of Chivalry. I'm glad I actually clicked on this, because I wouldn't have remembered that. Great Mills. No, I'm not paying 5,000 gold for that. Iron Spike, I am paying 3,000 gold for that, though. Yes. No, Nevalon Pass, and... you know what? Guess we just build these up. Although, if these orcs come down from the mountains, they'll just take them. The main issue being that they're in sort of very separate places, and we can't attack them all at once. We actually might need 2 armies to actually properly fight them. You know what, and then let's build these up, and then eventually they will be able to get defensive structures. And then we'll be able to send them somewhere useful, hopefully. Anyway, let's see what else we got. Trade agreement. Montfort is ready. Does that mean that anybody else who's interesting? Cult of Sotek, Modron. Order of Errant have a lot of territory. They will give us more money. Cult of Sotek is losing against the Mask, unfortunately. It's not them that I wanted to lose. I wanted these guys to lose. We should try to save them if we can. Let's also do the military access here, but no alliance as yet. Just want the money without the responsibility, essentially. Alright, and the rest of this looks good. Okie dokie. Then, we do still have a little bit of spare money. But it's good to save up, because once all of the, especially the super expensive units, become ready, we're going to have a lot more gold being wasted every turn, you know? Yeah, anyway, let us build that 5,000 gold thing then. Oh, actually, we're about to build a super expensive this thing. You know what? Yeah, fine, let's just ignore this for now then. I think nothing here is then particularly critical. Yeah, alright, skip. Wait, I was gonna end the turn. You are at war with nobody. You are now at war with us in a second. Please don't run around the mountains. Don't screw me, game. Don't you do it. Come on. Maybe they'll just fight. No, they will run. And will they run far enough? They will not. Fantastic. Oh, I was so concerned. I just hate to waste like 5 turns chasing them around like an idiot. Motivated servants. We've got encouraged fanaticism. We've got practice motion. So admittedly, we don't have a lot of these guys right now. Admittedly, we only have technically 2 armies running around right now. So, you know, it's gonna increase. Let's go encourage fanaticism. Why not? And since this is a rather weak army, we'll level up after we fight. So fight we shall. And you can have 1, and I guess you can have 2, though you will be replaced. Go. Alrighty, here we go. We are going to fight some beastmen, which is something of a rarity so far. Eventually we'll have to contend with them, but for now this is a nice little break from the other enemies that we've been fighting. Though the number of enemy factions that we're currently engaged with will soon balloon as we hit our newer armies in various directions. Also gotta love the fact that we're fighting in this snowy territory, as well, everything will be nice and visible as we do same said fighting. Anyway, we're going to start the battle off with, well, the Fay Enchantress and the Green Knight just sort of standing there menacingly, while our Wardens of Montfort try to pincushion arguably the most threatening unit on the map, which is the Razorgore herd. Well, most threatening enemy unit, obviously. They're not as threatening as a Grail Knight unit, but very, very good. We are going to focus on bringing these guys down, as allowing them to charge into the peasant hordes will most likely have the peasants take severe damage. As Razorgores once again are not to be underestimated, though the AI will not be using the combination of Razorgores and Hounds that, well, makes them all that much better. Anyway, we're chasing down the Razorgores until they shatter, not just break, and then we'll return to other units. All the while, of course, the Wardens continue pincushioning, having now switched to the enemy, I was about to say Fellbats, as we've gotten used to firing those at Fellbats, but Harpies in this particular case. Alright. And it looks like the Harpies will back off, and since we're already out here, unlike the, well, not the previous battle, but the previous battle, we're not going to just let the, we're not gonna wait, essentially, for the enemy to close the distance with the peasants, and the Razorgores have actually returned, so it's probably a good thing that we stayed here. And plus, the questing knights will soon be of a high enough rank, in fact they're already of a high enough rank to upgrade, and therefore might as well enjoy another couple of charges before they are reduced in number by, I want to say, half? I think the questing knights are 60, then the Grail Knights are 32, and then the Grail Guardians are 16. Each consecutive upgrade halves their number, and well, increases their capabilities. Which again makes sense. Again, I do love the way that the SFO tends to treat more elite units. It's always bothered me, with regards to Chosen in particular, the ridiculous numbers the Chosen have in vanilla. And 40 is still fairly high in my opinion, even in SFO, but you know. Can't have everything. Anyway, it's still certainly better than vanilla numbers. The battle is pretty much ours. At the bounce power at about 90% in our favor. The peasant mobs have reached the Ungors and are swiftly cutting them down, although they probably won't contribute much compared to the knights here, especially as the Ungors and, well, frankly, the regular Gors are going to be so fragile that this army was not really ever going to stand up to us. They just happened to appear randomly right beside our lord, and they had to be destroyed because every single time I've chosen to ignore a Beastman faction or army near or in my territory, every single time I've come to regret it. So ever since then I basically went to wipe them out pretty much immediately upon sight. And it's worked pretty well so far. Anyway, with that, the battle comes to a close. These beastmen are cut down, and, well, we'll cut a few more down when we start fighting... Was it Malagor or Morgur up in the north? I assume it's Morgur due to the proximity of to Athaloran, but I don't remember where everyone exactly starts in Old World Classic. Anyway. All right, there we go. A nice little fight, and the real nice thing is that we don't have to spend 8 years chasing the stupid little beastman herd around, so I'm happy from that alone. Knights did good, peasants did good with obviously the Wardens of La Maison Tall leading the pack as they always do. And I'll check them more once everybody has their proper names. Lovely. Oh, and we can do the Gotrek and Felix battle once we get our new units on field. Lovely. Ah, you can't switch to channel, or can't switch your stance, so I'll go this way. And, okay, you're good. You can actually channel. You can't switch to march stance, though. Okay, so what I would like you to do is go here. Just make sure that you can't be reached by the enemy, and then you guys can follow, like so, and like so. Just make sure that you're all close together. I don't think anybody's gonna attack you, but just in case. Although if they do, frankly, you're doomed anyway, so that's life. Anyway, there we go. With that, folks, I think we are out of time, or at the very least, it's a good place to call this episode, as the next couple of turns will be traveling up to the mountains in order to complete that particular errantry, and recruiting as well. Though next episode, we'll get 2 or 3 new armies up and running, I think, plus replace the stuff that needs to be replaced in the Fay Enchantress's army, all of which is going to make me pretty happy. We'll also try to... maybe get a few Wood Elf units up and running. I did want a few more of those Wildwood Rangers. Ooh, they are very expensive, though. Though we can reduce their costs by declaring war on somebody that you're fighting, so as soon as we attack the Broken Nose, we might be able to make them cheaper. But anyway, that's something we shall see next time, so stay tuned for more. I was about to say Wood Elves. Stay tuned for more Fay Enchantress. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially the threshold for the next double episode, if you're into that sort of thing. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.